So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Let's Get Moving podcast. Today, I would like to dissect a couple of things that is considering my book called 16 Week Speed Training Program. Guide it is available on Amazon here because I think it's very important if you decide to buy this book, purchase this book, and also follow the principles that are inside of it. I feel the obligation to share what is the concept behind the whole program here. I do believe that in general, structured strength and conditioning plan is very essential here for athletes and also the active individuals who are looking to improve their physical capabilities. So whether for competitive sports or personal fitness goals. And this introduction outlines a very advanced approach that is also suitable for individuals with limited knowledge of training principles. They're also going to be able to enable them to effectively implement various training periodization models here created to their specific needs. So this plan integrates both indoor and outdoor training sessions and also includes manageable overload deload principles such as 2+1 or 3+1 cycles. So it also emphasizes the importance of monitoring speed abilities in outdoor activities to target specific running a threshold for optimal performance here. So what is my purpose and goal of this plan? The primary goal of this strength and conditioning plan is to provide a very structural framework that guides athletes and active individuals throughout these various phases of training. So it is designed to enhance overall physical performance. So that's number one, to improve specific athletic skills and also to prevent injuries throughout a systematic approach to these strength and conditioning concepts. The plan is very adaptable to different types of sports and fitness levels as well, allowing all the participants to create their own intensity, volume, and frequency of their training to align with their individual goals, of course. So that was my main purpose. But the key components of the plan are much more far complex, a little bit and deeper from it. So, like I said, we have indoor and outdoor training sessions here all together incorporated. The plan also included the training sessions to ensure that balanced development of strength, endurance, the agility, and sport-specific skills. All of the indoor training sessions, they are focused primarily on resistance training. So we also have core stability and flexibility, while outdoor sessions, they mostly emphasize cardiovascular fitness. So we have speed, we also have agility, and some sport-specific drills here. So when it comes to indoor training session, so the primary here consists of weightlifting. Like I said, we also have some bodyweight exercises and flexibility routines. So these sessions can help you build muscle strength, to also improve some power and enhance joint stability or just injury resilience in general. So when it comes to outdoor training sessions here, I put the focus on aerobic and anaerobic conditioning throughout running. Of course, we also have a part with sprinting and other high intensity interval training activities. So this component is very crucial for developing speed, speed endurance, and agility, of course, which are very vital in mostly 90% or even mostly all of the sport disciplines that exist on the planet. Then we have the sustainability for athletes and to individuals with limited knowledge in this. Planning the concept. So the plan is mostly designed to be very acceptable to individuals with varying levels of experience in strength and conditioning, with proper detailed instructions, also including some exercise descriptions with sets with repetition and progression guidelines that can also ensure even those with limited knowledge that can follow this plan very effectively. Then we also have flexibility in training periodization models. So the periodization is a critical concept in any strength and conditioning, involving a systematic planning of training phases to optimize performance and recovery. The stretching is also one of the key metrics of longevity, so it must be incorporated. It's like a non-negotiable thing. But this plan allows for the implementation of these different periodization models, like I said, including linear, undulating, and block periodizations. So depending on the athlete's goals and their training status, they can even incorporate something even more, far more. You can incorporate a cluster, reverse pyramid, a traditional period, or many other. So when it comes to linear periodization, it involves gradually increasing the intensity while decreasing the volume over time, which is typically used for beginners or those people who are focusing on strength days primarily. Then I like the undulating periodization, so I highly recommend you to involve it in this type of training. So it alternates between high and low intensities within a training cycle, which is very sustainable for athletes who are seeking to improve multi-fitness components simultaneously. Of course, there are a lot of for each periodization ups and downs. But I'm just going to stick with the positive side of it for the sake of this video. But then we have the block periodization. So it focuses on specific attributes in concentrating for each phase, which is very ideal for advanced athletes who are aiming for peak performance during some competition periods. And not to forget, you need to incorporate overload and deload phases. So it doesn't matter if it's like 2+1 week cycle or 3+ win cycle, as long as it's gradually incorporated with the progressive overload integrations. So you need to promote this continuous improvement while preventing overtraining. So the plan incorporates these overload and deload principles. And these principles involve periods of course, increased training intensity with the overload progression, followed by reduced intensity, as I said, a deload week to facilitate that recovery and adaptation. So in 2+1 week cycle consists, of course, of 2 weeks of progressive overload, followed by 1 week of deloading week. So this cycle is also very sustainable for individuals who are very new to structured training plans, or those maybe who are just recovering or coming back from a serious injury. Then we have 3+1 cycle, involves 3 weeks of progressive overload, which are also followed by 1 week of deloading phase. So this approach is a little bit more suitable for experienced athletes who can handle a higher training volume and intensity throughout a specific plan. So this is mostly when it comes to it. Then we have the outdoor training and speed measurements. When it comes to outdoor training sessions, I put most of the emphasis within the speed endurance development, which are very critical for many sports. A key aspect of the plan is to use of that speed measurements, so in meters per second, to set your own individual running monitor to monitor your running threshold here. So I'd like to use 2K running metric, and then divide it that time that I get it into kilometers meter per seconds, and then I set the frame. So by calculating that average speed during also some various running drills here, your athletes can target a specific intensity in zones such as aerobic, anaerobic, or sprint threshold. this data is very driven to a specific approach that can ensure your training is both efficient and effective in a metric and in very obvious performance goals. So considering that your athlete might be in a different situation here, not maybe on 100% on point. So when it comes to a threshold training, this plan encourages the use of speed thresholds to structure running workouts, also enhancing the athlete's ability to sustain high intensity efforts during a competition or during a season. So when we divide also through training phases and cycles, as we all know, the strength and conditioning plan is mostly divided into distinct phases and cycles to maximize that effort and efficiency, of course. And each phase has specific objectives, and it is very structured to build upon the previous one, so leading to also peak performance once in a while, so in a metric, and at the end of the cycle, of course. Mostly when it comes, there is also a transitional phase. That phases are very uniquely placed here together within the combination of both, so indoor and outdoor training sessions, and they can be built up over time required for you to perform very optimally here. So of course, at the beginning, I started with preparatory phase, and the preparatory phase is the foundation of the plan, focusing on building that general physical preparation, or GPP, as we all know it. And this phase includes a higher volume of lower intensity work to enhance cardiovascular fitness on one side, and muscular endurance and joint mobility, so the completely range of motion. Excuse me. Then the duration of this cycle is 4 weeks. Most of them I divided into a monthly cycle, but there is also longer ones. So what is the focus here? So primarily aerobic conditioning, which is very foundational also. And then we have also foundational strength and conditioning and flexibility here. So with the key activities: long distance running, circus training, mobility exercises, ROM. Then the second phase is main strength phase. And in this phase, I aim to develop maximal strength, which is very crucial for improving power and athletic performance here. And this phase involves lifting with heavier weights, with lower repetition, lower volume, focusing on compound movements that engage multiple muscle groups here. So I put the duration here within the 3 weeks, but focus is to maximal that strength and to even build more emphasis on hypertrophy. So with the key activities, of course, on the weightlifting, such as primarily with squats, deadlifts, bench presses, so mostly complex and primary stuff, and not to forget the plyometrics above all for the central nervous system. Then we have the power phase, or specific strength and conditioning phase, is the third one. So the power phase usually comes after the maximal strength. So this is the transition that I want to aim to focus from strength and power to emphasizing explosive movement that can translate strength into speed. And this phase is essential for athletes who require quick and a powerful movement in their sport. And like the most of us. And a focus is on primarily on explosive strength and speed of that movement. So the key metrics here are Olympic lifts, then I have sprinting and plyometric. Some of them are also ballistical drills here. Then the fourth one is a competitive phase or competition phase. So the competitive phase is designed to create that peak athletic performance. So where you're aiming very strictly with the intensity, but volume is reduced to allow for recovery and optimal performance during the competition, of course. So this is my aim goal. And I put the duration here a little bit slightly longer, so above 4 weeks. So we are hitting here 6 weeks. So the focus is sport-specific skills and reaching that higher peak performance. The key activities here are sport-specific drills here with high-intensity interval training here. So this is my main focus and goal. And then after the season is finished, so we have that transitional phase. This is very optional for some of the people, but there are also individuals who like to implement it and are making no excuses. It's just doing all year round. So in the transitional phase, also known as the off-season phase, is where you put the emphasis on active recovery. So you focus primarily on recovery and maintaining the base level of fitness. And this phase actually helps you to prevent that burnout and perhaps even the athlete to prepare them for the next training cycle. So the duration here is also within 1 month, with focusing primarily on recovery protocols, and maintenance. So this is normally like light aerobic work, flexibility, mobility exercises, low intensity strength training exercises as such. So when you do the implementation, you need to also focus on monitoring. So when you focus on customization based on your individual needs, so the plan, like I said, encourages you to customize to meet your specific needs as an individual, as an athlete. So the factors such as here sport-specific demands within the current fitness levels with injury history and personal goals should be considered, of course, when create your own program before you start. So my advice you is to track the progress, consistent monitoring, putting everything in the tables, and evaluate your progression. And this is very vital for ensuring the effectiveness of the training plan. And athletes specifically should regularly track their progress also throughout various metrics, such as also the test for speed endurance, strength, and flexibility. So definitely should put more focus on that monitoring within 2 months here. And adjust the plan. So based on your progression and feedback that your body gives to you. So assess the adjustments the way that must be necessary to optimize the training load, also the intensity and the recovery periods. And for me, is basically the main goal here. So this adaptive approach ensures that the plan remains aligned with the athlete's evolving goals and needs here. And not to forget the importance of recovery here. So please, recovery is an integral part of the training process here. So the plan specifically emphasizes the importance of sleep, nutrition, the active recovery techniques such as foam rolling, stretching, sauna, cold plunges, massages, just to enhance the recovery and prevent injury. So you have to consider these points. And for me, basically, really, this structural strength training and conditioning plan provides really advanced approach for athletes and just the active individuals who want to enhance their physical performance. And by integrating both indoor and outdoor training session across the 16 weeks, with offering extra flexibility and mobility exercise into these periodization models, and incorporating overload and deload principles. So the plan is practically designed to be adaptable to various levels and sport disciplines across the board here. So if you focus on training phases and cycles, you also just need to ensure that maximal effort and efficiency that can lead you to improve your overall performance. And of course, we will want to reduce that risk of injury. So that is the main purpose of creating this program. But throughout the consistent implementation, monitoring, adjustments, individuals really can achieve their athletic goals and maintain a high level of physical fitness. You can also see my pictures before and after. And the main focus here in my specific strength training sessions are included within the 6 pillars of motion. So I have squat, I have lunge, I have hinge, I have push, pull, and carry variations in 99% of all of workouts here. That can provide you with very specific, comprehensive, and functional training that you can approach and target multiple muscle groups and movement patterns within the specific training integrations as well. So here is how each movement contributes to strength and conditioning outcomes, by my opinion. So if you consider a squat, so of course it targets mostly the quadriceps, but also glutes, hamstrings, and core. So it builds that lower body strength, also improves the mobility and enhance overall power necessary for jump, for sprinting, and everything. So the strength in your legs is directly also correlated with the longevity. Then we have lunge. So it's basically everything that I just said about the squat, only emphasizes in unilateral form, so one-sided. Also strength, stability, targeting similar muscle groups like the squat, but with focus also on balance. And if you have these balances within a left or right side, this can help you. And you also have the lower body with the coordination and stability, which is very key for injury prevention and translating later on to athletical movement. Then we have hinge. So everything that comes with the posterior chain. Typically represented by exercises like deadlifts here, focusing on the posterior chain, hamstrings, glutes, lower back. So all of it. So it builds that posterior strength and also hip mobility, which is crucial for activities like lifting, sprinting, jumping. Not to forget, we have pushing exercises. So mostly focusing on upper body, pushing movements like push-ups, bench presses, etc. So you all know it. So when you're engaging the chest, the shoulders, the traps here, everything comes within the pushing exercises. So this develops the upper body primarily within the strength, within the stability and power output for pressing or throwing movements here. So everything is involved in the pushing. And then not to forget the opposite side, of course, the pulling method. So it involves exercises like rowing, pull-ups, targeting the upper back, lats, and biceps, of course. So we enhance the upper body pulling strength here as well, balancing also the posture, which is critical for athletic movement and injury prevention as well. And then the last but not least, my favorite, carry variations. So when you incorporate loaded carries like farmer walks, offset walks, we emphasize in core stability here, grip strength, and overall conditioning. So this is the masterpiece of all. And you engage mostly in these heavy carries, fast twitch muscle fibers. So it builds that total body strength within the endurance and stability under heavy load that gets stimulating real world strength requirement. So think about it. And within those strength training outcomes for me is, like I said, very balanced development. So within this type of workout, you definitely going to cover all major movements within also the movement patterns, ensuring all the balancing muscular development and functional strength. Injury prevention as well, coming back towards with training on multiple planes, here within the motion and stationary with different movement patterns. So we improving here constantly stability, mobility, and coordination, which also helps preventing those injury. Functional fitness, as we call it, as we all know it. So the focus on the real world movement patterns, instinct, lifting, carrying, pushing, pulling, throwing. So it prepares the body for daily activities and athletic tasks. So as you wish. So we have that strength and power all combined, and by targeting both upper and lower body strength and power, and integrating core as a connective point here. The engagement is almost completed within every moment here, and this approach develops that overall strength, that overall speed, endurance, and power. And with these training exercises and type of movement, so we are also enhancing the metabolism. So the variety of exercises created high demand workout that can very significantly boost the metabolism and enhance fat loss when you combine it with appropriate intensity and the volume here, of course. So in all, just to make it clear here, when you incorporate all of these movements into a single session, that leads to a well-rounded functional approach to fitness, improving strength, power, the endurance, and overall athletic performance in every person. I can guarantee you that. And if you're interested in buying this book, there is a digital version on Amazon and Amazon Kindle available. But if you want this example here, they're only available on my website. So you can also just comment speed here and I will send you all of the details. So until the next time, take care and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.